So in order to collect business information, you can always use a child flex card so make sure to touch them on various screen sizes. It become too much complicated. So always try to minimize the DOM depth. Hey everyone, welcome to this video on OmniStudio Flexcard Best Practices. Whether you are new to Salesforce or an experienced developer, optimizing your Flexcard is crucial for building fast, efficient, and scalable applications. Today we will go through the best practices that will help you to get the most out of Flexcards. So what exactly is OmniStudio Flexcard? Flexcards are powerful tool in Salesforce allowing you to display and integrate data seamlessly into your pages. They provide dynamic and reusable component for building user interfaces and pulling data together from Salesforce and external sources into a single, consistent view. But to truly maximize their potential, you need to follow a few best practices. So let's see what are those. Let's start with design and architecture. First off, keep your FlexCard modular. Instead of creating a single large FlexCard, break it down into smaller reusable cards. This keeps your project organized and makes it easier to maintain. Next, use parent-child flex cards. A parent card can include several child flex cards, each responsible for a specific part of the UI. This structure helps to isolate logic and improve code reusability. Also, try to limit the number of data sources per flex card. Every extra data source can slow down the performance, so use few as possible for each card. And lastly, optimize for performance. Each additional component, data call, and interaction will increase load times. So always prioritize speed from the beginning. Now let's see how it is done in org. Let's go back to our Salesforce. So here we can see I have a parent flex card which contains 4 fields. If a business comes with a requirement that it needs 5 more fields which is related to business, here we can say these all fields are related to personal information. So in order to collect business information, you can always use a child flex card so that it will be divided into 2. So to do that, you just have to drag and drop a flex card component from the elements and then select the flex card here. Once you select the flex card, it will ask you to pass the data node and state. So pass the data node whichever. If you want whole data source to be passed, we can directly select the record. Or if you want any child nodes to be passed, you can just select the node and then pass it to the child. And that's with the design and architecture. And our next slide is data and integration best practices. Data mappers are your best friends here. Whenever possible, always use data mappers instead of integration procedures for simplified data retrieval or transformations. They are lighter and more efficient. Also, leverage content variables to pass data between flex cards. Context variables allow you to maintain data flow without needing to refetch data every time a flex card is rendered or reducing unnecessary calls. Finally, cache the data when you can. Frequently accessed data should be cached to improve performance, especially for users who visit app multiple times. Let's see how it is done. So for each flex card, we can specify the source over here, data source types. So here we have multiple options, but always prefer data mapper. So why we use data mapper is it is lighter and faster. In IP, we can call multiple data mappers or remote actions and external sources as well. But if you have always try to maintain single point of data source, that will be data mapper. Moving on to styling and layout, it's important to use templates whenever possible. Templates help maintain consistency across your flex cards and ensure a polished, uniform design. Don't forget about responsive design. Flex cards must look good on both desktop and mobile, so make sure to touch them on various screen sizes. Lastly, use states to handle various scenarios. For example, have a loading state to store users whenever data is being fetched or an error state whenever something goes wrong. This improves the user experience significantly. And let's see how we do the styling. So when we select the flex card here, we get the options to style. And in here, we can do the responsive. All you need to do is select this responsive toggle and then you will be able to see large, medium, small and smaller screens. So for this, you can always set the size, how much it should show in each type of screen. So for me, in my case, I need for small, I would be needing 4, and in medium 6, and in large I'll allocate 12, and for smaller I would go with 3. This is how you can dynamically set all your dimensions here instead of using media queries. Behind the scenes, media queries will be running. And our final section is configuration and naming best practices. When it comes to configuration and naming, consistency is the key. Use clear, descriptive names for your Flexcards, actions, and data sources. This helps everyone on the team understand what each component does at a glance. Avoid hard coding values. Instead, use variables and system properties to make Flexcards dynamic and reusable. Lastly, always use version control, storing Flexcard definitions in your source control. That ensures that your changes are tracked and can be easily rolled back if needed. Now next, testing and deployment best practices. So test your Flexcards in preview mode before moving to production. This will help you to catch any issues early and save time later. So how we do? We can just go and click preview button over here, and here you will be able to see all your Flexcard previewed here, and you can test with all the actions and data here and then decide if it's working fine, then move it further. Always try to minimize the DOM depth. Means too many nested elements. If since I have a parent Flexcard here and there is a child Flexcard here, and again if I go in child Flexcard, I put one more child Flexcard. So if the process goes on, it become too much complicated. So always try to minimize the DOM depth and modularize your Flexcard. And this also can cause re-rendering issues and slower the performance. So keep the structure always shallow and clean. And let's take an example case where imagine you have a large Flexcard that loads account, opportunity, and case data in one go. This can become difficult to maintain and perform poorly when the data grows. Instead, create a parent Flexcard that includes 3 child Flexcards, one for each data type. Each child Flexcard fetches its own data and making the entire system more modular and performant. To sum up, following these best practices will help you create efficient, scalable, and maintainable OmniStudio Flexcards. Always focus on modularity, data efficiency, and performance. Test early and often. Make use of Salesforce built-in features like data mappers and context variables. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching and happy developing. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more Salesforce tips and best practices. See you in the next video.